Hey, what's up, guys? And tonight, I just want to give you one more update on this winter storm, and then talk about what the coming days and weeks has to offer in terms of what the pattern will be. First, let's take a look at the close range models, the newest models, and what you're currently watching is the NAM model, which is by far the most aggressive. But the 18Z came out, and I think it dropped back on some of its totals and shifted toward the other models in terms of where the storm will be. So pretty much locked this pattern or track down in the east. But anyway, this is what the current radar looks like. Snow is starting to fall in Kansas and the Great Plains, and will continue to fall as the storm continues to strengthen, and that low pressure system forms and it moves across eastward to the U.S. And then as it gets to the coast of Florida, it trying to jump from there to the east coast. And most modeling is showing this. The NAM really isn't showing it that much, but I'll show you on the HRRR how when it transfers from here to there, or here to there, it makes that jump. It gets really weaker, and it cuts back on some of these totals in the western part of Virginia, because it gets a really weakened there, and then re-strengthens once it gets onto the east coast, and that's when it really starts to strengthen and bring pretty decent totals to Virginia Beach. And then you also have it's going to be very cold. You're going to have a very very low dip in the jet stream with this cold air, and that's going to bring these snow showers, these back-end snow showers, and lake enhanced snowfall in the back of the storm system, which actually will add a few inches, which will be pretty nice. Which the HRRR shows really well. So let's show the HRRR. Here comes your storm. This is what it looks like starting to develop. There comes, starts moving across eastward, starts to build up some intensity, and you see right about here, it really starts to weaken for these areas. This is very light snow, and you can see it almost stops snowing altogether, and then right there makes the jump from here to there, and that's when it reforms because it can't go over the Florida, kick over the land, so it reforms there and starts to strengthen and bring some snow to Virginia Beach. And this model does the back and snow really well, I think. Let's get a little bit closer here. So here's this back end snow. Here comes your storm. You got snow, heavy snow banding in Virginia, Georgia, southern Maryland, even up into southern Maryland or Delaware, very southern parts. And then that's kind of all she wrote until this back end snow lingers around. And you can see you got a pretty decent area of these snow showers that move across that are bringing light to moderate snow that will bring a few extra inches, and you'll see that in the snowfall. So we already talked about the east or the west, so we already know what's happening with that. But here comes it. You see how it comes across, brings 5 inches, and then it kind of stops right there, and then starts again on the east coast in Virginia and Georgia, and then it kind of goes, and you can see this. Watch this back end snow. Watch as the totals grow. Brings upwards of 2 inches to some areas, and then that brings your totals to around 7 to 10 for these areas here in the bullseye. And then it brings these areas that didn't really get any snow from the initial storm 1 to 3 inches, and it brings these totals in the mountains to up to 10. So that back end snow is definitely going to be a factor. They're probably going to have plowed the roads, and they're going to have to keep working on them, and that's definitely going to be a factor. Now let's talk about the west a little bit. Let's go back here. Let's go here, central U.S. So here comes your snow. This is about right now, and you can see that it drops one area about 12 inches, but it's going to be a little bit heavier than this. The HRRR has a tendency of going a little bit lighter on the snowfall, so 7 to 10 inches definitely in this area. Alright guys, and then next I want to talk about the upcoming pattern. So here is your temperature anomaly, and this is in Celsius, and it's the amount of degrees that it will be below average. So this is right now, you see that big area pink in the central of the United States, that is where it's very cold. And you can see that drop down, start to move eastward, and then kind of move out. And then you get this ridge forming, which is all that hot air in the west. And then right around the 27th, 28th time frame, another cold blast drops down to the east. And that's when it creates that ridge there. And you see like that almost like you can draw a line in between the cold air and the hot air. And that's a very strong ridge, which storms can come down and ride along. And then you see that in the beginning of March, a very, very cold blast comes, and this will change, but very, very cold for almost everywhere except the western part of the U.S., and that moves eastward, and then you can see another one at the end of the run. So there's definitely some chances still for cold air, and I don't think that winter is over just quite yet. I think we're going to have a few more chances for snow in the U.S. So let's just take a look at the, just go a little bit further. There's your storm that leaves. And then there's a storm on the 27th and 28th that I've been watching for a decent amount of time now. But here it comes, and then it kind of forms into almost, on this run, almost a nor'easter here. So we're going to continue to watch this storm. This could be another very impactful storm for the Northeast, maybe even the Mid-Atlantic. And you can see another storm coming in the beginning of March, just like I said, where it's going to be cold air. So as long as it's cold air, the problem in March typically is that you have a lot of moisture, but it's not really cold enough if you live in the United States. And you can see that we're going to have a couple more chances of cold blasts. So if these storms can come together, then we could be dealing with some more winter storms. And I don't think that winter's over. I think we're going to see a few more winter storms. And then if you look at the outlooks, this is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You can see that in the east is kind of normal, and that ridge forms. And then you can see 8 to 14 day. This is where that cold air comes down, and you can see how it forms that ridge very well here. In the east, it's average or below. In the west, it's hot. And then precipitation, you're going to have this dry period for the next couple week or so. And then beginning of March, you're going to have that stormy pattern, or another few storms that definitely might take place. So you're going to have this area of average or higher than normal precipitation, except in the northwest. So we're definitely going to have to keep watching the storm on the 28th. It's 10 days out, so it's going to change, might not even happen. But definitely not winter's not done yet. There's going to be more chances for snow. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have, guys. I'll see you in my next video.